the coaches that are being hired now, we could jump to coaches a little bit before we get back to the championship game. Let me answer Rob's question. I think 49ers at the Rams, since they've played each other in their division, and the Niners with Garoppolo, and the Rams really run a lot, or have run a lot over when that Gurley and everything. The protection, they're not that great, as good as run blocking as pass blocking. And with Bosa and the other guy at there and Armstead on their line, they could give Stafford. By the way, I have to say this out loud. Rob knows this, right? My two favorite quarterbacks for the last 5-6 years are Stafford and Garoppolo. So, like, Bob, you'll get a good. That's like you having Kansas City and Buffalo in the championship game.
Well,
Garoppolo.
I
mean,
Garoppolo. Herb,
how does this sound? This Garoppolo wins the Super Bowl, and they tell him in the offseason, we're starting you for the season, and then we're trading you next year. Thanks a lot for winning the Super Bowl, but we drafted Trey Lance, and he's the future. Now they would really be compelled. What do you think, Rob?
Well, I mean, if the 49ers play continues as it's been in the playoffs, it will be the defense who have won the Super Bowl, and Garoppolo was a participant. It won't be Garoppolo leading.
Well, do you think right now, if that happens, they let him go? Because he's got a big cap number for next year. So if they trade him or someone takes him, there's a lot of quarterback needy teams out there. I love Stafford for 12 years. We'll talk about that either today or another time.
Okay.
But let's Rob. We'll let Rob finish it. You and I agree. We think Buffalo should have won the game.
We do. So, Bob, what were you going to say?
My question is, what genius in Vegas would make Kansas City, a 1.5 point favorite? I said you'd be proud of me, Herb, and Rob knows. Because
you want to know why they made it a 1.5 point favorite?
Outside of being nuts, yeah,
we do.
Oh, okay. Well, let me tell your audience what I did. Each Sunday night, the season ended on Sunday night. The season ended instead of Sunday, January 2nd. This year we had 18 weeks, 17 games, right? Right. So the season ended Sunday night, January 9th. So the last 2 months of the season, I was going online at midnight. I was getting my puppies in bed, and then I was getting the midnight opening line for the following week for the games they made the line for, the early line, that Sunday night for the following week. When the season ended on Sunday night, they came out with the wild card round, and I bet early, and then adjusted as the week came on. Then on the 16th, when the wild card night ended, they came out with the line for last week, the 23rd, the divisional round. Which, by the way, as you both know, the divisional round is always the best weekend in football because it's all the high seeds meeting the wild card survivors. Do you both agree with me on that?
Yes.
Seems to be the case.
Okay. Now we go to why a question. Both I don't know if Rob wants to know, but Bob wants to know why was it the opening line was 2.5 Chiefs. So I grabbed the 2.5 because I know it wasn't going to go any higher. It was only going to go lower because the public is to a very large extent, how do I say this, captivated by some quarterbacks in the league and some teams, i.e. Tampa Bay Brady, i.e. Green Bay Rodgers, i.e. Mahomes. Are you in agreement, both of you, with that?
Yes. I think that everybody
was
on Buffalo's.
I took the 2.5, and and as the week went on, it became 2 and 1.5. So naturally, what I always do, as Rob knows, I laid the 1.5. Now, if the game ended by 2, I would have won both ways, laying 1.5 and taking 2.5. Why did it end 1.5? A line is not made based on who or what anyone thinks the two teams are, or who likes them, or who roots for them. They want an equal amount of money bet both ways. So by keeping if Kansas City became like 4.5, 5, wouldn't everyone be taking Buffalo with the higher number?
Well, yeah, but you know what? By making it 1.5, and you'll be proud of me.
I want Rob in on this too. Rob, wouldn't you take Buffalo if they were 3, 4, 5 underdog? First of all, the game went to overtime, and it could have ended by 3, couldn't it?
It definitely could have.
It didn't have to end by 6, did it?
But with that matchup, I would have still taken the Chiefs.
Yeah, right. Because
that's just
when
me,
it's
though.
that low, look.
But I agree with your point. I agree with your point.
Instead of 1.5,
more money would have gone to Buffalo.
Instead of 1.5, that Bob said he didn't understand why. Tell me, both of you, how high Kansas City had to be in order for you guys to take Buffalo because the line was too high.
Well, that's what I'm telling you.
Go ahead, I'm going to listen.
I didn't take Buffalo. I told Rob it was the best bet to take Kansas City, give the 1.5, because that's so low. They're so good at home as it is. Their record at home in the playoffs since Mahomes has been there off the charts. And the home team, I know because my brother worked in pro sports. The home team is everything, and they don't tell you that anywhere. So if I said on my show, I would bet.
No, the home team always. The home team always gets 3 points usually because they're at home. But I'm not sure of this. I need both of you to tell me if when the game got tied after 13 seconds, they tied the game, right?
Right.
No, they took the lead.
No. Say that again. I just got a message.
When after the 13 seconds, didn't he get the tie with that, or he got the win?
13 seconds, they tied it.
They came down
right.
Kansas
All right.
City,
So now
Buffalo took the lead with 13 seconds. Kansas City then tied it and won in overtime.
Right.
Oh, so they won in overtime. Now, what if they didn't get a touchdown in overtime? What if there's no rule yet that the other side has to get the ball?
Well, this is where the home team and the star quarterback come in.
In other words, in overtime, if they didn't win, what was it, 52-40? They won by 6.
If they had kicked a field goal, the Bills would have had a chance to possess the ball and tie or win the game.
Oh, then I don't stand corrected. I stand where you both will tell me. You both said that you would have had the Chiefs up to what number? 4.5, 5?
Oh, no, I would have waited. For me, 6. It'd have to go above 6.
All right. What happens when it's a tie and they only kick a field goal? And now it's what was the final? 52-46?
42-36. But that's not what I said. I said,
what happens if it was 39-36 by 3, and Josh Allen gets the ball now, first down, trying to go for the touchdown to win or the field goal to tie?
Wouldn't you win by 3 with a touchdown? Would they even kick the extra point? I don't think so.
Look, the way I went into the game.
They wouldn't have kicked the extra point. They would have the 3 deficit would have turned into if they didn't tie it at 3 with a field goal, then whoever wins. But if Allen got a touchdown to win it, they would have won by 3. But what I'm trying to say is, you both think that 4.5, 5, even 6. Wouldn't you have been nervous if they only got a field goal and it's 39-36 and now Allen's going to go the rest of the way?
Look, all I said was at 1.5 points, I would have bet it. Rob said more points. I did not. I like that bet because I know my Chiefs can win by 2 points.
Rob, you would have gone up. You would have gone Kansas City up to 6.
I would have won $1 million of what I would have done.
So we do just have to be careful not to talk over each other because there's 3 of us going at once. Let's try to make sure we're all talking on our own and not over each other. But
why don't we go back to the games this weekend, which is where we strayed off?
So, anyways, closing thoughts.
Just let me say this. I think that there have been. I'd have to just look at what my memory is at the moment is not recalling. There have been AFC and NFC championship games that have been at least as good, perhaps better. But the only thing is, time has evaporated the memory of a lot. For the moment, I can't go back and say in my mind which week, because that was your question, right, Rob? I think the Rams. and well, San Francisco's a 6 seed against the Rams, who are a 3 seed. And the only reason the Rams are a 3 seed and not a 5 seed is because Arizona, which is another story we could talk about, how they fade in the second half the last 2 years. They can't play ball after November, December. They come out. Anyway, I'm saying that they have been as good, perhaps better, if I saw it in front of me. I like Garoppolo and I like Stafford, but I don't think it's the greatest NFC matchup ever. And I'm not sure that Cincinnati is the best matchup, because you have Burrow, who's a little bit of a, how shall we say it? I don't want to call him a hot shot, but he's using his mouth. It's only his second year. He got hurt in his first year, right? Last year. Well, and Mahomes is a great kid who doesn't brag or nothing. He's just,
you're kind of leading into the segue we need to get into, and that's, basically our general predictions of what's going to happen this coming weekend. Now, Bob, what's your take on the matchups upcoming?
Well, I'm not going to get into the point thing, but I think Kansas City is going to beat them pretty bad. And as far as the other game, I'm leaning Rams because they're home, but I told you Frisco's playing like they did 2 years ago. And actually, if I'm going to bet, I'd bet that game.
What did you, I didn't hear, Bob, what you said. You said you don't want to get into the odds, but you think Kansas City's going to win pretty big.
Yeah, I do.
And what about the Rams? You said something about the Rams a couple of years ago.
The Rams, I'm leaning Rams because they're home, but Frisco has been playing out of their minds. I said a couple of weeks ago, they look like the team from 2 years ago that made the Super Bowl, and I wouldn't want to play them. But I just think that the Rams are home and they're a better team and they'll probably win.
What about you, Rob?
I would bet that game. I would give the 3 points and take the Rams. I would.
So, Bob,
what do you think, Rob? You wanted to get to that.
So I want to get Bob's take though on. Do you think the Rams and Niners game is going to be close? How do you see that playing out?
I think it'll be fairly close. I think the Rams will win. I think they'll cover. So I know a couple of weeks ago, even though Frisco came back, they were down 17-0. It was like the Rams were up by 7 with 3 minutes to go in the game and blew it. So, but they're home, and the Rams know if they win that game, they get to play the Super Bowl at home. So that's definitely.
Well, the Rams have been home. The last game of the year was they lost to 49ers. They were home.
Right.
And
then
that's
going to happen again.
And then they had to play at Tampa, right? Actually, they beat Arizona. They beat Arizona at home. Then they went to Tampa and they beat Brady. And they beat Brady with Stafford looking excellent and hot. And now in other words, once they won last week, this is the championship game, and then 2 weeks to rest in their own city. They don't even have to travel to the Super Bowl.
He did at the end, but not.
Bob, I think you're up now with the games.
Well, I was.
Did he answer your question for you, Rob?
He did. No, I agree with Bob about the Rams and the Niners. I think I believe it will be competitive. My heart does not want to go against the Niners anymore, but I don't like their offense, and I just think the Rams are the more complete team playing at home, and Stafford's going to get it done. But I disagree with Bob on his what he believes is going to happen with the Chiefs and the Bengals. Now, right off the bat, the Chiefs are going to win. I'm stating that publicly and very confidently. But
right up front.
But that being said, I believe the Bengals are going to make a game out of it. I just do. I think that the Chiefs will have a little hangover, maybe a couple turnovers. The Bengals get some fluke plays, and it's going to be close late in the third, and then eventually the Chiefs will pull away. That's what I think. I don't think it's going to be this blowout.
Well, let me get both of you on the numbers, because here's what I hear. I hear Bob saying Chiefs are going to win handily. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
And
I said
the
yes.
nine
Yes.
a game, he thinks that the Rams are going to hold up because they've been home and they're playing good and Stafford's been doing good. And Rob said he thinks Cincinnati's going to be hanging in there at least till the third period, and it's not going to be the route that Bob thinks, and he thinks the Ram game will be competitive, which I might add, all the Ram 49er games are great. It's, in my opinion, two of the five best coaches in the league. Shanahan, great offensive mind, young guy, came out of the Mike Shanahan's father, who was great with Denver and the Raiders. Yeah. But I think I agree with both of you. I think the game will be very competitive, the Rams. And I took the 3.5. Why did I take the 3.5?
So you took San Francisco in the 3.5?
I took the 3.5 for a reason. Not a big bet. I'm not allowed to say. Rob knows I don't like to say something ahead of time. Is that right, Rob?
No, you're very calculative with your gambling predictions.
Yeah, Rob, you I'll let you say it without me. Last March, when they got Stafford, I did something regarding Stafford and the Rams. Rob, you know me. What do you think I did? I don't want to say it. I don't even know if I should say it.
Did you pick him to be the Super Bowl MVP before the season started or something?
You ready, both of you, to hold on to your hats? Probably I'm not going to win because if I say it, you guys are familiar with the words, the evil eye, or the Italian word, the maloica, or the, you know, when you say something when you're not supposed to say it, right?
Right.
Rob, you were.
I'm Italian. I understand
you Rob, say what you just said again, because you're about as close as you could ever get.
I said, what did you do? Did you make a
In
bet
March,
that Stafford would be picked the
Stafford.
Super Bowl
And
MVP?
as soon as they traded for Stafford, I ran to the computer. The Rams. I have the Rams to win the Super Bowl for 15.
And they could because they're playing a home game. That's even easy. That makes it easier for them.
It makes it easier, except for one thing: he's going to have to play against Burrow or Mahomes.
Right.
That's not easy either way.
No, it's
but
not.
I think he'll beat Burrow.
I think
don't know if
he'll play him at home than in Kansas City. I can tell you that.
Rob, how do you like? I didn't. I wanted to show you that one along the way, but I don't like to brag or boast. So help me, the audience. I don't like. Rob, 15-1, the Rams. I said Stafford. I didn't bet him to be the Super Bowl MVP. I bet the team to win the Super Bowl. 15-1. You know what they are now?
That's a patented classic Herbmeister pick special.
Right.
Well, you talk about that. I can't. I was hoping you would say something because modesty forbids me.
Okay. So
Herb, what's your prediction? Oh, sorry, Bob. Go ahead.
You're basically taking the Rams and giving the 3.5, which I think is the right pick.
No. I bet the Rams for a lot of money to win the Super Bowl 11 months ago.
Okay.
Hold on a minute. It's January, right? It'll be February Sunday. I bet 11 months ago, I bet the Rams would win the Super Bowl before the OTAs. That's Rob. You have to tell the audience why you said that's a classic. My bet. Bring into account some of my other bets like that.
Well, we're talking political picks. We're talking celebrity award picks years in advance.
Academy Awards,
successfully chosen by Herb. We got to know what your predictions are for this coming weekend, and then we'll wrap up the segment with you. Okay?
You want to wrap it up?
We want to get your prediction for the weekend, and we're going to wrap it up.
Well, this is kind of important. It's almost as if I can't do it, but I'm going to ask anyway. The money that I have bet in March on the Rams, they want to buy me out of the bet. Because if the Rams win the Super Bowl, they'd have to pay me out a big chunk of change. And they want to buy me out at a small amount. So naturally, I really can't take the smaller amount when I have a chance to win the bigger amount, right? I'm hoping. So I made a small bet on the 49ers getting 3.5. Now, if the people bet on the 49ers, who do you think will be the hotter team come Saturday and Sunday betting before the games kick off in the afternoon. But the Ram game is at night, 6:30, right? And the Chiefs game is early. I want both of your opinion. Who do you think the late money will come in on, the Rams or the 49ers? It's 3.5 all week. It hasn't.
Well, I think the late money is going to come on the Chiefs because I think people are going to go.
No, first do the. Well, you want to do the Chiefs first? The Chiefs game has been 7-7-7. I took the 7 with Cincinnati. Why? What Rob said. I think they can hang in the game. Whether they hang in the game or not, we'll find out. But if 3 nights ago the game became 7.5, and I said, you know what, I ought to take the 7.5 too. But I said, I'm not going to do it. I think the late money is going to come in. I think that money's going to come in more on the Chiefs to go higher than the 7 than Cincy to go lower. Do you agree, both? Or you think that?
Yeah, because Kansas City really can blow you out at any time. So, yeah.
What do you think, Rob? You agree, too?
I agree, too. I think the money's going to go towards the blowout pick that Bob made.
All right. So if the money goes towards Kansas City, I'll increase the bet on – well, I don't have to increase the bet. I already have the 7, but if it goes to 7.5, 8 or 8, the higher it goes, it's still only a game. But here's the tough one, both of you, Rob and Bob. Which game is the money coming in at around 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the evening after people won their money on the early game? It's 3.5 Rams all week. The only thing that changed is the over/under went down a drop. My opinion is the game will stay 3.5 or go to 3. And if it goes to 3, I'll bet the Rams for 3, and I'll have the 49ers for 3.5. And if the game ends 30-27, I'll push with the 3 and win with the 3.5. I always look for that. I'm going to say
that the Rams are going to get the money's going to go to the Rams towards the end. It's like, okay, they're playing at home.
You think the 49ers are going to be a higher number,
and the people are going to believe in the Rams.
So, all right, if you think the 49ers will go to 4, 4.5,
it could.
I could see it.
Because you think they're going to look at the Rams.
They're going to look at the Rams. They're going to say they got over that Brady hump, and now they're at home and they're going to roll.
All right. So I want to ask both of you this. We led us excellently, both of you, down this path. What do you think of the momentum play and the letdown play? Now, for the audience who's listening and thinks that there's no letdown and there's no momentum, I hope you're not betting, because that's not something that does not exist. It does.
Right.
These are not Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminators coming down, and they're human beings. There is a chance. I'm not saying there's an emotional letdown from the Buffalo game for Kansas City. Agreed or not?
That's why I think the game will be.
It was a brutal game.
People are predicting.
All they have to do is let down a little, and the Bengals will be in the game if they're let down.
No, I don't agree. Nope. Look, if you're scoring 19 points in Tennessee and winning, you are not going to Kansas City and scoring 19 points and be winning. Kansas City's just damn good, and they got the best quarterback.
They're going to beat Kansas City 19. They're not. They're going to have to beat Kansas City in a shootout.
Herb, there's a reason I call him Tom Brady Jr. because I did believe it 13 seconds ago he was still going to win. And the thing I said to the people sitting there, I said it on my show the day before. I'm confident that the Chiefs are going to win this game no matter what, and they're going to kill Cincinnati. Don't even think for a minute that game's going to.
You don't agree with that, do you, Rob?
No, he doesn't.
I don't. I mean, on the surface.
I mean, he said they're going to. Why don't you go official? You said kill. You went from I think they'll win easily to they're going to kill them. Give us a
Kansas City wins by 10. That's my prediction.
Yeah, they can win by
31-21. They pull it away in the fourth. It's close until the fourth.
Pulling away in the fourth, winning by 10. That's what does Bob think? That's Rob's. What do you think?
Okay. Well, right now, Mahomes in every playoff game he's played in at home, the team averages 36 points a game. So I can see them scoring 38, maybe even 41.
Give us a score.
They can beat them 38-24. They easily could.
Is that what you betting on? I mean, is that what you're stating? 38-24?
That's exactly what I'm stating. because
and you're 31-21.
Yeah,
he said that. Rob said that.
I said
Okay,
that.
yeah. I'm saying I can't. I don't have a score. I'm just hoping Cincinnati stays in the game and maybe somehow doesn't lose by 8, 9, 10 or more. Even though I think they might. According to what's going on, would you both say right now Kansas City, because of how they're playing, they're going to destroy the Niners or the Rams?
The Rams will
I
be
don't
hard.
think it'll be a destruction
In LA. San Francisco, they'll beat. They'll definitely beat them.
They'll beat San Francisco. What about the Rams?
No, the Rams will be tough. It can go either way because the game's home. But I still.
What about you thinking on that, Rob?
I still believe Kansas City is going to win the Super Bowl, no matter who they play.
Right.
Well, how close with each team?
Much closer with the Rams than the Niners.
Okay. As I just said, I made a bet that the Rams win the Super Bowl in March, and now they're one game away. But I don't. If I had to guess right now, I think Kansas City is like a steamroller the way they've been playing. They opened the season like 3-4 or 4-3, something ridiculous, and it looked like they weren't playing like they're supposed to. But the way they've been playing in the second half of the year, by the way, 34-31, Cincy 34, Kansas City 31, Week 17 in Cincinnati, not in Kansas City, as Bob would say. I'm gonna hope for this score: 31-23 Rams over the 49ers, and I think the final will likely be Kansas City 37-27 over Cincy. Now, if that happens, if that's I'm on the record for saying I'm going to lose 2 bets. I'm going to lose the Cincy bet, and I'm going to lose the 49er bet. But that's how I really think. You forced it out of me, Rob, so that's what it is.
And that's what it is, and that's what we have laid out into the universe, our predictions. Herb, thank you so much for joining us.
Why don't we recap these games sometime next week, if you'd like? How's that,
Absolutely.
Rob?
Absolutely.
And you'll let me know when it is.
Herbmeister, as always, we greatly appreciate you joining us.
Don't mention it. It's been my pleasure, entirely my pleasure. Thank you for letting me come on.
You got it.
Thanks, Herbmeister.
Bye-bye.
There you have it, folks. The one, the only, the verbose, the Herbmeister. So what do you think about the predictions, Bob?
His predictions or mine?
Well, his.
Yes. It's weird because, I mean, he was betting and yet he still thinks he's going to lose. So, I mean, look, I don't think he's going to be right about Kansas City. Well, he did say Kansas City by 10, did he not?
31-21, I believe.
Yeah, but he'd lose if then why would you take the 7? You better hope it goes up to 11. No, I think that both teams that he picked to win are going to win. I think the Rams, I think Kansas City. I do think Kansas City's going to beat him pretty bad, though. But I just don't see anybody beating Mahomes as long as they keep getting the little fast guys around him and protecting him. I just don't see it. He's just, like I said, after that first touchdown, he just went on the sideline like, sure, big deal. I'm not worried. And that's the look he had on his face. I mean, but what year is going to be Buffalo's year? What year is going to be Tennessee's year or even Miami's? Is there going to be a year with this guy? Who knows? And he already, honestly, he should have won 3 times already, at least 2 for sure. And he might have won 3 if they didn't sit him the first year and play Alex the Great Smith, who wasn't great. So
one thing's for sure, Bob, an AFC team is not getting to the Super Bowl unless they can overcome that hurdle of Mahomes.
That's right.
Period.
That's right.
And I hope it happens because I don't want to see the Chiefs win every year, the Dolphins not win, the Bills not win, and all. I'd be sick of it. But it could happen.
It could. I mean, this guy's like Jordan standing there in between everybody. It's just, I mean.
So wrapping up, Bob, any closing thoughts to share before we close shop?
I wanted to ask Herb actually about, the way he bets and stuff. Because actually I learned a little bit from him the last time. Because he did say something about 6 points or less. And that's like, you know what? Like when I pick teams, I'm really good at it. But now I'm even getting, but I never cared about points. But now, like, I kid you not, I would have won $1 million last week, Ron, if I had it, because I really believe that strongly in Kansas City.
Well, I know one thing's for sure. He does like to play these middles, but we'll ask him when he comes back on before the Super Bowl prep. So with that, folks, you heard the predictions. You see what we believe is going to happen, but we're going to find out what's going to happen. So with that, signing off for the Sports Show with Bob Spino. This is Rob.
This is Bob.